Today we're going to be going through the Pentair Ichlor 30 Salt Chlorinator. This is one of the offerings from Pentair for salt chlorination for your swimming pool. The Ichlor 30 is purported to support a pool size of up to 30,000 gallons. These weird artifacts we see on the screen is due to the timing of the camera. You don't actually see this on the device itself. Lifting the waterproof cover gains access to the controls, which are co-located on the cell itself. It's all one unit. This being the control panel, and below we have the cell over here. An arrow below indicates the direction of water flow. That arrow is also above here for easier viewing. This unit must be installed in the correct direction to operate, especially because the flow switch right here only actuates when the water pushes it in one direction. The Ichlor 30 is not nearly as intuitive as the Hayward counterpart, but provides enough information. Here we see salt, the status indication, as well as a 7-segment output screen and 2 buttons. The screen shows a duty cycle of output, so this is running at 50% of the time producing chlorine. The salt indications are good for a quick glance. Solid green means the salt sits between 3,000 and 4,500. If it's flashy green, it means it's high, above 4,500. Solid red is low, between 2,600 and 3,000, but still operating. And flashing red can mean very low, between 2,000 and 2,600, but still operating. But if it's flashing red and the cell status is also red or not operating, it could also mean that the salt level is now under 2,000. Under cell status, we see no light. That means it's currently not producing chlorine. Not an indication of an error generally, just means not producing at this time. A solid green would mean it's actively producing chlorine. Red would indicate disabled or standby mode or off due to cold weather condition. If it were cold, however, the 7-segment display would also display the word cold. A short red flash here could indicate a temperature sensor malfunction. And a green flash means that the chlorinator cell needs to be inspected. Calcium may have built up on the blades over time. I have a video you can click on the top right that will take you to that procedure. In this condition, the word cell can also appear in the 7-segment display. A flow indication of green shows sufficient flow to produce chlorine. Red indicates insufficient flow to trip the flow sensor. And flickering points out a possible communication issue with an IntelliFlow pump. We'll use the buttons below to adjust the output of the chlorinator. Pressing either of the buttons will cause the display to flash, allowing you to now press any button to either lower or raise the increment of output by 1. When it stops flashing, that becomes the current setting. I'll demonstrate the same procedure, this time with the more button to raise it back up to 50. And after a bit, it'll stop flashing, locking in the setting. It's also possible to raise and lower by increments of 5 by pressing the button till it's flashing and holding down more or less. And as you hold it down, it'll go up and down in increments of 5. Using less, I could lower it in increments of 5 back down to 50. Once it stops flashing, the setting will be locked in. There is a diagnostic mode that can be accessed by holding the more button for 3 seconds. Lights will flash and things will happen, and immediately we will be presented with some information. The first shows our runtime. This device is pretty new, showing 610 hours. Owners will find it extremely annoying how quick this device leaves diagnostic mode if buttons aren't pressed. To configure the auto descaler that's built in, we can hold down the left button for 3 seconds. The default is 3 hours. You may find, as per the maintenance video, that you want to set this higher. While it's blinking, you can press the more button to raise it to 4 or 5 hours. We're going to keep this at the default of 3 for now. After some time, it'll leave this mode, saving the configuration. We can see it's currently left at 50% output. Another feature is super chlorinate. By pressing both the less and more buttons at the same time, we'll see it now shows 24 hours at 100% output, and this 24 hours will count down until it hits 0. And this is used if you had a big event, a lot of people in the pool, and you want extra chlorine only temporarily. You don't have to worry about shutting the feature off. After a day, it'll automatically shut itself off. You may elect also at some point to cancel out of this mode, and that could be done by again pressing both the less and more buttons at the same time. And that will clear the superchlorinate mode, bringing it back to its normal setting. After a few seconds, the cell light will turn back on, showing that operation is normal. We're going to make our way back to the diagnostic menu again by holding down more for a couple of seconds. Again, it'll immediately come up with the amount of hours it's been running. Pressing more again after this will show the temperature as detected in the chlorinator, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The cell will stop producing salt when the temperature gets below 52 degrees. Pressing it one more time will show the salt in parts per million. And you can see I was too slow, so it backs out so quick that I have to go and hit more to bring it back into the diagnostic mode again. So I'm going to continue where I left off. I'll hit more again, take me to temperature, and again, takes me to the salinity that corresponds to our salt LED. The voltage, in our case, 22 volts, the current version of code. Hitting it again takes us back to the total hours, top of the menu, and it just repeats in a loop. Now, kind of a weird or interesting feature here. While I'm in the diagnostic menu, under version, I could hold down the less or more buttons at the same time, and this 7-segment display will flip upside down for viewing in the opposite direction. So we can see that everything is just 180 degrees out now, and it's just running normal. It's already out of the diagnostic. What I can't figure out is why they flipped the less and more buttons with this feature. You can see the more button is acting as the less button acted previously. The labels on the buttons don't change, so all that does is confuse people if you roll this in 180 degrees. I think that was a terrible idea. So now I'll hold the less button to get back into the diagnostic. And once I'm back in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold both buttons down under version right here and flip it back over. I'll point out now that the spinning circle in the clockwise direction means that it is running in the regular mode. If it were counterclockwise, it would be running in the self-cleaning mode. Comparing the salinity against a test strip is a good way to make sure that the pool is functioning properly. In diagnostics, I will keep pressing more till I get to the salinity, which is 3,457. 2 water samples will be taken near the pool return line. Test strips for this purpose can be found at your local pool store. These ones are not awesome, but they do the job. Dipping the strip in and following the instructions on the back of the strip, we come to find out that it sits between 3,000 and 3,500, though more closely aligned to 3,500, which is in fact correct. There are other test strips that are also used, such as this 5-in-1 specifically for this video. We're looking at the stabilizer and free chlorine that's found in the pool. The free chlorine is sitting at just okay, but should be watched. Alkalinity is just a bit high. The pH is looking good. And the stabilizer is looking good as well. While the self-cleaning can mitigate a lot of the calcium buildup, it's important to check this and make sure that the inside of the chlorinator is in good condition. We could also see the flow switch right over here that gets deflected when water pushes against it to let it know that there is a water current going through the pipe. And the flow switches do break, but they are a replaceable item. I'll point out the OEM is shown here cost 4 times as much as the off-brand names. I found both of them to be hit and miss. Whenever working on this device for any reason, be sure to disconnect it from its power source, because absolutely none of this is worth dying over. Also, make sure other applicable devices are powered down as well. Then we'll fire up the breaker for the chlorinator, and I'll tell you that it takes about 2 minutes for any testing to complete before the salt light goes green and the cell light turns on. So, in case you're wondering, it does take a couple of minutes for that to happen. There's no issue. And there it is, turned on in full operation. If money's burning a hole in your pocket, you could also hook this salt chlorinator up to one of these automation systems. I feel as though if the protocols for these systems weren't proprietary, the internet community at large could have done a much better job automating these products than the pool companies ever could. And that concludes this video on the Ichlor 30 salt chlorinator system. I hope you found this video enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below, helps me out a lot when you do, and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this when they come out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Would you like to reply?